Welcome to the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. My name is Kaia Ra, and I am the international bestselling author of the Sophia Code. I'm also the ordained oracle for a high council called the Sophia Dragon Tribe. We work and mentor with the Ascended Masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe, including the angelic orders that are in harmony with the Sophia Dragon Tribe, so that we can learn, remember, and reconcile with the truth of our sovereign divinity, and to step into a space, into a sanctuary space, where we can remain in the resonance of our sovereign divinity, which each of these beautiful ascended masters embody so perfectly. And in that immaculate space, in that immaculate resonance of our shared and equal sovereign divinity, we rise up in the remembrance of who we really are. We rise up in the remembrance of what we're really made of. We rise up in the remembrance of our true divine inheritance. The truth is that no matter what you've experienced in this lifetime, there is an invincible light and an invincible divine love that is your soul, because your soul is the light of God. It is, we call God Sophia in the Sophia Code cosmology, but a gentle reminder that all names of God are welcome here. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us live. I see so many new callers and also so many old friends on our call today. Thank you so much for your continued support of the Sophia Code as a movement and an international ministry. For those of you who are new to our community or new to the Sophia Code, I extend to you a very warm welcome from my heart to yours. I'm so grateful that your higher self has guided you to this container of consciousness that's here to change the world. There's a lot of energy this weekend. We are walking through the solstice, depending on what part of the world you're in. You're walking through either the winter or the summer solstice, and we also experienced a solar eclipse today. And in the United States, we are also celebrating Father's Day. So that is a lot of energy, and it's a lot of emotion that can come up around the topic of fatherhood, the topic of father, and especially for many of us, the topic of God as a father, due to perhaps religious programming or even spiritual or religious abuse that you may have suffered. We all come to this conversation around father from a really unique place. And I just want everyone to know that wherever you are arriving to our sanctuary today, all of your feelings, any memories that you have, anything that may be coming up for you in the intensity and energy of this weekend is perfectly natural. And we're just so happy that you have decided to be here to deepen in the truth that the presence of unconditional divine love is always with us no matter what we are experiencing. Our Holy Mother and Holy Father, Sophia God, never leave us. It's a consciousness that is always loving us, always guiding us, always ready to comfort us when we are ready to receive the comfort, when we are ready to receive the support, when we are ready to receive the miracles that are ours by divine right. And yet we have been so programmed and conditioned throughout the centuries to feel as though we have to earn this love, earn this experience of heaven, earn the unconditional compassion that comes from the consciousness of God. And I'm just so grateful that so many of you on this call know that that is simply not true. All we have to do is turn our hearts back to that heart, that one sacred heart of God that is always turned towards us, and to reestablish that communion. It's as simple as picking up the phone. That's how I think of prayer. and meditation. It's an opportunity to pick up the phone and say, I know where my source of comfort is. I know where my true sense of abundance is. I know who my real parents are. It's God, it's Divine Mother, Divine Father. And I know that everyone's coming to this container from different perspectives on parenting and their own parents. And you may have come from a very healthy, loving household. You might have come from a moderately connected family unit, and you may have come from a broken family. And no matter what the context was for you um, growing up, our experiences in the first 20 years of our life make a significant impact on us for the rest of our life. So even if you've had a very loving experience with a family member, such as a mother or father, you could be experiencing the pain of missing them today. Maybe they're in a part of the world that you can't be in. Maybe they've crossed over to the other side. Um, Maybe there are things that have happened between um, other family members and this particular father figure or mother figure that still haven't been resolved. What's interesting about being in this world is just how complicated relationships can be, and all the purposes that they serve for our evolution, and all of the ways that we very often forget to ask for help with those relationships. And so surrounding the topic of fatherhood, and today being Father's Day, which happens to also fall on the solstice weekend and an eclipse, I have a very strong feeling that to this weekend we're being reset in our relationship to the word Father, to the concept of the Holy Father. Um, and we may also be ready to receive quantum healing around anything that has to do with the topic of fatherhood or your experience of father in this lifetime. So I want to thank you for considering this a safe place for you to explore those feelings deeper, to honor the passages of your heart through prayer and meditation, and to step into that space of ceremony, which is what we always know that we're co-creating together as a community as we gather every month. This is a free monthly offering that's supported by the Sophia Code Foundation. And this is our opportunity to deeply drink from the Sophia Code cosmology, from our direct connection to God, reestablish the confidence and faith in our higher self, our confidence and faith in our purpose for being here, and to feel connected to the thousands of light workers around the world that are on this very heroic human journey that you are on as well. I think one of the greatest ways that we perpetuate suffering is by believing that our suffering is unique to our own private reality. And the truth is that when you gather and you really speak to other people about the human condition and the human journey, you'll find that the circumstances might be different, but pain is pain, and suffering is suffering, and love is love. Compassion is compassion. It's just the stories that we have lived through, the stories that we've created, the stories that we've survived. Um, under the storyline is the same human spectrum of emotion that we've all shared, lifetime after lifetime. So, from that space of very humbled equanimity, I would love to open up this space with an invocation. And I know that we have a very powerful transmission that's going to be coming through from Ascended Master Jesus today, which I'm delighted to be a part of in any way. One of my favorite souls in the universe, um, as well as Mahavatar Babaji, Quan Yin, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene. So let's take 3 deep breaths together, and then we're going to invoke a circle of white light around you, and we're going to then invoke the first 8 key codes of the Sophia Code, who you can meet in section 2 of the Sophia Code book. And from that place, then we're going to go into a channeling of healing energy and teachings that are ready to come through for today. And so that's a little bit about how we co-create this space with these ascended masters, the angels, and of course, Divine Mother, Divine Father God. So let's take 3 deep breaths together and begin. Divine Mother of all life, Sophia, creatrix of all life, Divine Father of all life, Creator, Great Spirit, Sophia Source, we welcome your holy presence, which is always listening to us, always present, always watching over us, always guiding us, always wanting more for us, so much more than what we want for ourselves. I call upon your great spirit, your Holy Spirit, your Shekinah light, to fall fresh upon each and every person in attendance, both live and on the replay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the gift of life that we have been given. Thank you for this extraordinary classroom of life from which we are learning so much about ourselves every day. Thank you, Holy Mother. Thank you, Holy Father, for blessing us with a full spectrum of our feelings. Every single emotion that has been given to us is teaching us about what is important to our own hearts. Thank you, Divine Mother, and thank you, Divine Father, that you made us in your image and likeness, that our souls are strong, that our souls are faith, that our souls are made of divine love, that the first nature of our soul is compassion and generosity, that we have been blessed with all of the divine attributes that you are, and that every day, as we awaken to more and more of that Sophia Christ light that is our higher self within us, we identify yet another way that we are truly just like our mom and dad, our divine parents. We've come here to be your light in the world. You made us as holograms of your omniscient consciousness and your divine love. And when we turn our hearts and our minds back to remember the truth of who we really are through you and in you and as you, through this remembrance, all of the trials and tribulations and challenges and wounds and frustrations of our brief human lives come back into perspective. We remember that we chose to be human so that our divinity could be put to good use, so that our unlimited divine nature could learn some humility, and our human hearts could become vehicles of service out of gratitude for the immense blessing that we have received to become sovereign Christed beings through your birthing of our souls. Holy Mother Sophia, Holy Father, you birthed us as sovereign free souls. And our true lineage is a God lineage. We come directly from the source. We have been born to mothers and fathers across many, many lifetimes. We each carry many, many lineages in our soul's DNA from across this planet and across this cosmos. But ultimately, at the end of every lifetime, we go home to you, our true mother and father. And when we remember this, the doors of our hearts can open. it becomes a little easier to forgive those who knew not what they were doing to their children. It becomes a little easier to forgive ourselves for becoming little children that were at the whim of different parents in different centuries and different lifetimes, including this one. When we remember that you, Holy Mother, Holy Father, God, are our true divine parents, we are baptized with the remembrance that we are all learning here. Everything is a learning experience. Everything that we do, everything that we say, every way that we choose to love or not love one another. Class is in session. And you have an infinite amount of compassion for how we're doing with class being in session in such an intense lifetime. Holy Mother, Holy Father, Sophia, God, thank you for your high council of ascended masters, these exceptional masters of light that we call upon as the Sophia Dragon Tribe. Holy Mother Sophia, I welcome the Sophia Dragon Tribe, the innumerable ascended masters from across the cosmos who are exceptional teachers on how we can embody our sovereign divinity in this pivotal lifetime and for the rest of all of our lifetimes and beyond our lifetimes. We call forward this wonderful high council of both feminine and masculine masters to surround us in their embodiments of your grace. And in particular, we invoke the first 8 revealed key codes of the Sophia Code to surround us in a circle of white light to support our greatest receptivity of these healing transmissions that are seeking us even more than we are seeking them. This radical light and this unlimited divine love that you are, that also exists within each of these masters, is flowing towards us across every dimensional reality. And in this present moment, I invite everyone to join me in this mantra to receive on a whole nother level. And this mantra goes, yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. Let's say it 2 more times. Yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. Visualizing that light and that divine love coming right to you from every master of the Sophia Dragon Tribe. Let's say it together again. Yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. Good. And we just welcome every cell of your body to begin to open, and every layer, your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual causal body, to begin to soften and relax into the waves of divine love and the energy of support that is surrounding you now. And we now invoke those beautiful 8 key codes along that, to stand along the circumference of your circle of light. And the first is Isis, who's key code 1 of the Sophia Code, she of 1,000 names, welcoming in Isis. The next is Hathor, she of 1,000 voices, key code 2 of the Sophia Code. We now welcome key code 3, Green Tara, she of 1,000 stars. In the south, we welcome Mother Mary, she of 1,000 roses, key code 4 of the Sophia Code. In the southwest, we welcome Mary Magdalene and Jesus, key code 5 of the Sophia Code, she of 1,000 angels. In the west, we welcome she of 1,000 waters, key code 6 of the Sophia Code, Quan Yin and Mahavatar Babaji. In the northwest, we welcome the highest seraphim that serve the Sacred Heart of Sophia, the Sophia Dragons, Key code 777, she who births sovereign creators. In the north, we welcome key code 7, white buffalo woman, she of 1,000 white clouds and thunder beings. Behind white buffalo woman, we also welcome the Order of Sky Grandmothers, as well as the white buffalo star nation. In the northeast, we also welcome Saint Germain of the Violet Flame. In the east, we welcome the Hathor Star Nation. In the southeast, we welcome the Order of Dakinis. In the southwest, we welcome the Order of Magdalena. So I would also like to call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Zadkiel, and Archangel Shamuel. I'd also like to invoke the Syrian archangels and the Pleiadian archangels that serve in the Sophia Dragon Tribe. And I know that we have many souls that are attracted to the Sophia Code who feel more at home in different parts of the cosmos and consider themselves star seeds. So we also invoke key code 999, those star nations that are working in harmony with the Sophia Dragon Tribe's mission to activate the sovereign divinity of humanity. You may begin to feel that the resonance of the very air around you has now shifted to a higher frequency. You may begin to feel a clarity, a sobriety, and a groundedness that comes with the presence of these ascended masters and these angelic orders. When we invoke these beings who exist in the higher realms, what we are saying is, I need additional support. I am just one human. I'm a rather large divine being, struggling at times, very challenged at times with the complications, the strangeness of being in a human body, on a world, on a planet, within a species that is at war with itself and seems to never be at end with the many wars upon itself. Please help me. That's what we're saying when we invoke these beautiful ascended masters. And when you create a circle of divine love and divine light, and in our mystery school, we call it a divine feminine Christ circle of empowerment, because each of these key codes are divine feminine Christ embodiments. What's happening is, number one, they're creating an invincible circle of protection around your body, heart, and mind. They are not in your body. They are not, what that circle is doing is it's creating a resonant field of clarity so that you can have some space from the rest of the world to be able to feel into yourself, to feel into your own feelings, to feel into your own heart, to feel into your own mind, your own thoughts, preferences, and opinions, which matter. A big part of the ascension journey, and that is the same thing to say as a big part of your spiritual journey, is to identify the signature of your own key code. How does divinity want to be expressed through you in this lifetime? How are you here to serve? What is your personality? The ascended masters maintain their personalities beyond their ascension. And they believe that yours is just as needed and just as important and is just as holy. Your personality is a soul signature that is carried from lifetime to lifetime. It is not the same as your woundedness, and it's not even the same as your gifts and skills and talents. It's a fingerprint that Sophia God gave to you when she made you in her image and likeness, and she arranged all of her divine attributes as you. So we are all equally sovereign and divine, but we are all a unique key code as well. And so when you surround yourself with the grace of these ascended master key codes, it's not about worshiping the ascended masters. It's not about praying to them as something outside of yourself. You are surrounding yourself in a company, in good company, because who you spend the most time with is how you will turn out in life. You will become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is why I've always made my practice to spend the most of my time with the ascended masters, because I want to live as a master who serves the most people as I possibly can in this lifetime. And that's what they do. So if you have a similar prayer to make a great impact in this world, to look across the landscape of your lifetime as the human that you are in this go around, and you want to look back across your lifetime and know that you showed up to the best of your ability to bring your heart's offering into this world, then this is the way to do it. Surround yourself in a circle of friends in high places. So, in this space, in this circle of light, let's take 3 deep breaths together. And I invite you to now invoke your higher self and feel your higher self begin to fill out the circumference of that circle. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Visualize your higher self rolling out as waves of light to the very circumference of the circle in every direction. Good. And there's multiple places and spaces within you and all around you that you can feel your higher self engaging with your human awareness. And one of the ways that we practice this is we visualize a waterfall of light descending from above you, opening up the door of that 8th chakra, which is about 1.5 feet above your crown, the crown of your head, and opening up that door and allowing those waves of your higher self's light, also known as your Sophia Christ light, to begin to pour over you, to baptize you, rolling down these waves of light, rolling down your crown, rolling down the back of your head, washing over your face. You might even feel your light rolling down your throat, opening your heart. For those of you who have activated your angel wings, you might feel like your angel wings are getting a bird bath with your own divine light. For those of you who have yet to activate your angel wings, there's an activation on my website that you can get at kaiara.com. And that beautiful light of your higher self is flowing down your body, flowing down your arms, over your shoulders, washing over your hips and your belly, filling your womb with the light of Christ within you. This beautiful waterfall of light rolling down your legs. Now, I also want you to visualize that the light of your higher self begins to shine and radiate from the divine genome within every cell of your body. So we invoke your higher self to soften your mind and open your heart to that light within every cell of your body to become a little bit brighter, and maybe a whole lot more brighter, and maybe even more brighter. Like all of the cells in your body begin to light up and create a sun within the center of your being. And the rays of the sun grow wider and wider, and the sun becomes very, very, very bright as a star within you. And the rays of the sun travel down your legs, the rays of the sun travel down your arms, the rays of your sun start to shoot out from all of your ribs and right up through your crown and out of your throat. And the rays of the sun of your higher self, which is your Christ itself, begins to radiate out from the back of your heart, from the back of your solar plexus. And between this waterfall of light and this sun of light within you, filling your circle of empowerment, you are now become a column of light. And that column of light travels all the way back to the source of all light above you across the entire multiverse, back to what we call the 7th plane. And it also travels all the way back to the very center of the earth, the very heart of Mother Gaia, Sophia Gaia. And for those of you who have activated your golden dragon light body from chapter 13 of the Sophia Code, you may feel the scales of your golden dragon light body begin to ripple in joy, not just from the beautiful cleansing energy of your own soul, strengthening your golden dragon light body, your higher self's light, feeding every scale of your golden dragon light body, but also your golden dragon light body is a technology that's designed to keep you deeply anchored to the earth plane or any planetary matrix that you are choosing to use that technology on, as well as keep you completely in the resonance of your one source light, of your direct connection with God, whatever you call God. Now notice how you might have felt when you first began this invocation with the Ascended Masters. Notice how you might have felt before we invoked your higher self's light. And now notice how you feel in your body now. You may feel a greater sense of peace, groundedness, connection. You may feel more presence and in your body. You may feel kinder and clearer. Your mind may feel sharper. You may feel a sense of confidence in your direct connection with the source, with your higher self, than you did before you got on the call. And the reason why I'm inviting you to notice the difference is because this is the difference that makes all the difference. When you spend even 5 minutes in prayer and invocation, when you start your day, when you fill yourself with the Christ light of your own higher self, and you remember your direct connection with your true mother and true father God, your day is going to be a different day. It could even be the best day of your life, but you most certainly will be living your day from your highest potential. This is how we do what's Jesus and the Marys call walking the way. Walking the way is when we say, I know that this world is full of influences. I know that this world that there are so many, that if I am not the creator of my reality, if I am not the creatrix of my reality, if I do not set the intention for who and what is going to be operating my consciousness, then the rest of the world will happily operate my feelings and thoughts for me. And we can't afford that anymore because there is a massive global disinformation war of annihilation that we are facing every day of our lives. This is the lifetime where our spiritual maturity is not a luxury, it is essential. So often, how the propaganda machine and how these dark agendas hook into us and cause us to react instead of respond to both global and national events is because of the woundedness that we experience in early childhood that can go unresolved for decades, even an entire lifetime. So anytime we slow down to really look within and bring a healing intention to our beautiful inner child, to that part of our consciousness that experienced whatever you experienced in the first 20, 25 years of your life, when we bring great compassion and presence to that person within us, we are greatly supporting our adulthood to live in our highest potential and to be able to access that spirit of discernment that cannot be hooked into or manipulated by an outer world, because you know that you got you, and you know that God has got you, and you know that your higher self has got you, and you know that the ascended masters have got you, and you know that your guardian angels and the archangels have got you. This is why I've been sharing for years about it's time for us to mentor the ascended masters. It's time for us to invoke the archangels. every day. That's why I created this mystery school, the Sophia Code Mystery School, because these practices are essential for the times that we are living in. So thank you so much for the opportunity to practice with you today. This is my daily practice as well. These invocations and prayers, and as the years go by, it's never not the same thing. It's always the same present moment day to invoke more help, more support, more divine interventions, more miracles. You never reach a place where you don't need help. That's not the goal. The goal is learning that it's everyone's great pleasure to support you, to co-create with you, to uplift you, to walk side by side with you, wing to wing and heart to heart with you. And so to demonstrate that prayer, to demonstrate the truth of that prayer, that reality is praying for you, that Divine Mother is praying for you, and Divine Father, I'd like for us to visualize a meeting space where we can meet with Jesus and Quan Yin and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene and Babaji, because they have some special blessings for us today that I would be so honored to share with you. Before we do that, I want to read a passage from the Sophia Code. I asked the Sophia Code, which you always can do the same yourself. The Sophia Code book is a sacred text, and it is a consciousness between two covers. It's a consciousness of sovereign divinity. And so at any point, you can ask the sacred text, what line or what paragraph or what page do I need to read today? And watch how your body is guided to the messages that you'll receive. I've been doing this for so long, and I don't know why it doesn't surprise, why I'm no longer surprised, but I always am. And that is kind of the joy of our innocence that responds to delightful surprises. So when I asked before this prayer call, I literally opened to page 171 of the Sophia Code. And so I'd like to begin there. There is a paragraph. Actually, I would like to read two paragraphs. So we can start at the top of the page. And if you have your copy of the Sophia Code, I highly recommend reading it out loud with me. You're on mute. So you'll be able to experience the pleasure of your own voice reading the sacred text. And this is a passage from Mother Mary speaking to us about our humanity. And I was so moved about the perfection of this passage. Let's begin at the top. I highly value the human experience as an important vehicle for ascension, and how I interact with my initiates reflects this passion. I often move beyond the laws of form to reach those I work with by frequently appearing in dreams, visions, and through physical signs to those mentoring with me. I revel in the everyday details of your life that are all contributing to your journey of ascension. You can call on me for help with anything at all, for every moment of your life is precious to me. My divine love is practical, tender, sweet, and tough enough to reflect the authentic support that you need in every present moment. For those of you who need a mother or a best friend that you've never had, I am here to joyfully embody those roles for you and help you heal unresolved wounds. I also awaken the inner mother and best friend within you, supporting the emotional growth of these important relationships with yourself. Thank you for reading with me. So the reason why Mother Mary is stepping forward now to bring this beautiful healing message to you, it's because it's twofold. On Father's Day, it's important. Okay, how do I begin this? The first step is that to understand the reason why the Sophia Code is a divine, feminine, sacred text is because the feminine is so wounded on this planet that through our journey of reconciling and reclaiming the divine feminine principles within us, reclaiming the divine mother within each of us, we then can begin to see the divine masculine clearly for the first time. The masculine has been so skewed, so harmed, so manipulated on this planet that there are actually very few people that feel connected or even understand the purity and the power of the divine masculine, free of religious context, free of governmental influence. There is an essence of divine masculine love, protection, groundedness. There's an anchor, an anchoring principle of the divine masculine that only seeks to uplift, springboard, expand, and honor the divine feminine. It's not contrived. It's not schmarmy. It's not overcompensating. It is its own rock of consciousness. It is the lighthouse for the ocean of divine feminine creatrix energy to know herself through. And so if we have a prayer to know who the divine Father really is for us, first we must remember who the divine Mother is. Because we are currently positioned after thousands of years of patriarchal agendas where the feminine has been beaten down so to a pulp. And we are the brave ones that are choosing to rise up and stand. And when I say that in a genderless context, men, women, non-binary individuals choosing to reclaim these divine feminine principles of magnetism, receptivity, intuition, direct communion, nurturing, non-hierarchical blueprints of leadership, genius creativity, the ability to birth, nurture, and sustain whole systems of learning, of growing, of commerce. The feminine in its wholeness and its divinity literally sees the world completely different from the wholeness of the masculine. But when those two perspectives come together as one, it is the totality of God consciousness that can do anything. And so in our reclamation, in our reconciliation with Sophia, as the one divine mother, creatrix of all life, we are reconciling with the divine mother within us. We are reconciling with a parent that would only make us as her equal. We are reconciling with a mother that is so powerful. She knew she needed to give birth to a part of herself that became the masculine, the Holy Father. And it was through that sovereign, interdependent relating that entire multiverses have been born from. It's why we never have to ever be the same. It's why we can keep growing and expanding beyond old labels and paradigms. As old worlds crumble, we have the ability to both birth and protect new paradigms rising up. And so in this moment, I welcome Mother Mary to step forward. And she, as she does, she's bringing this very powerful sapphire blue, seraphim blue flame of healing to your body, to your mind, to your emotions, to your heart. And as she comes forward, Quan Yin is also stepping forward with very similar flames of healing, light, but they are pink. And I invite you to feel how these beautiful and very powerful flames of purification work together, that blue ray and that pink ray. That confident mother, that pure compassion, that baptism by fire that can be both firm and gentle. What I'm hearing Mother Mary say is that she's helping purify any resistances that you may feel from receiving this much love from the divine feminine for your heroic human journey, for your heroic heart. These flames are purifying each and every one of us so that we can feel closer to God, both as a Holy Mother and as a Holy Father that's always available for us. As these beautiful blue and pink flames roll through your body in an S curve, spiraling through you, rolling up your body and then flowing back down. They're also purifying your tongue so that you feel as though you can pray more often. Prayer can be as simple as asking for help or placing your hands on your heart and remembering that the presence of the Divine Mother and Divine Father exists within your heart always. That it's safe to be honest with yourself about what you feel and about what you think and about what you know is right for you, which is a right that is often surpassed and overlooked when you are a child. Sometimes from very well-meaning parents, and other times from people who did not mean you well at all. Feeling into the knowing that you do know your own heart, and the clearing of confusion that Mother Mary is blessing your prefrontal cortex. And I'm also seeing Quan Yin working on the back of your brainstem, the medulla oblongata, clearing out any old belief systems or traumas or memories that no longer serve you. And if there is any religious programming or conditioning that you would like to release, where you might feel a little bit afraid of connecting with Mother Mary, or you're unfamiliar with Quan Yin and you're not sure if you can really let them that close to support you, those beautiful sapphire blue flames and pink flames can help transmute any outdated fears that no longer serve your direct connection to these beautiful divine feminine Christ ascended masters and their unconditional and constant support that's available for you. You may also feel different meridians in your body, different meridian points being activated by Quan Yin. As Mother Mary begins to bring her hands in a healing mudra over your heart. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. And if you feel comfortable with that, you're welcome to embrace Mother Mary or Quan Yin and receive a hug from them. Feels really good. Remember what Mother Mary shares with you. You can call on me for help with anything at all, for every moment of your life is precious to me. For those of you who need a mother or a best friend that you've never had, I am here to joyfully embody those roles for you and help you heal unresolved wounds. And we're going to be learning so much more about Quan Yin as a mentor starting tomorrow. There are 9 days of Quan Yin on YouTube Live. So this is a wonderful way to begin that process of getting to know her better by just embracing her. And if you're open to it, because it may feel vulnerable, but sometimes our greatest moments of growth come when we feel vulnerable about a decision. If it's right for you, I welcome you to invoke your inner child to appear with you now, right by your side. Your inner child may appear at any age, and there could be multiple versions of your inner child that appear around you. Very often, if you have an inner child between the ages of infancy and 7, who are attended by another version of yourself between the ages of 7 and 18, chances are good that there's a teenage or older child that's protecting a younger version of that inner child. So whoever is showing up, we just so happy that you're here. You're so welcome that you're here. We're so happy that you're here. And I invite you to look into your inner child's eyes as Mother Mary and Quan Yin create a beautiful dragon's egg of healing light around you, like an incubator around you and your inner child or your inner children. And this light is filled with this water of compassion, these Karuna waters of compassion from Quan Yin and the light of Sophia. So you may feel suspended within this dragon's egg as though you're just laying back and receiving this healing divine love of the Holy Mother. You may feel certain winds kick up and peel back additional layers from your eyes or your heart as you sink even deeper into the divine love of Sophia. Allow yourself to just rest. We've had some very activating months in 2020. Allow yourself to deepen in the restful rejuvenation of Divine Mother's love for you. And as you continue to deepen and surrender into this divine love, you may begin to feel an object or a symbol or a wound within the center of your heart that is seeking to push its way up to the surface. Very much like how a splinter, the body keeps trying to push the splinter out of the skin as it attempts to heal itself. There's something arising within the center of your heart. It may be connected to a memory that happened with this child. Maybe it was the loss of your father, or maybe it was a betrayal of your father, or maybe it was an abandonment moment with your father. Maybe your father wasn't there when you needed him to be. Maybe you so very much wanted to impress your father. Maybe it was a father figure that was supposed to be acting like a father, but he did not. Or maybe it was the loss where a father figure was being taken away from you through a divorce or through death. Whatever is rising up from your heart, I invite you to breathe into it. And I invite you to repeat the following healing words after me. My dearest heart of hearts, I love you so much. I'm so sorry for the pain that you felt in this moment. This is an opportunity to bring greater presence, greater healing to you, precious heart, surrounded by the love of our Holy Mother. We invoke the healing presence of Divine Father to step forward now, to heal what only the Father could heal, because the wound was from the loss of some concept of Father. And at this time, we welcome the presence of Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Mahavatar Babaji, who is the divine masculine counterpart to Quan Yin's transmission in the Sophia Code. And you will see when Jesus arrives with Mahavatar Babaji that they are so respectful and so grateful that they get to be a part of your empowerment journey, that they get to support you and love you and bring a greater understanding of how loved you are by the Holy Father. And again, if there is some kind of spiritual programming or religious programming that may keep you from receiving the blessings of these two divine masculine masters of light, call into those pink flames of Quan Yin and those beautiful sapphire blue flames of Mother Mary to just clear away the past, clear away outdated fears, and to open the doors of your heart to the universal love and quantum healing of these two ascended master mentors that work so magnificently together. One of Jesus's titles is the Great Surgeon. And so I call upon the Great Surgeon of Jesus, who loves you beyond religion, beyond anything that we know here on this planet about him. And I welcome his holy light as an embodiment of the Divine Father, who's in service to both the divine feminine and masculine within you, to come forward and to surgically release this wound within the center of your heart now. And that will be the first step. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So you breathe in, allowing that wound to surface just a little bit more as you breathe out. Release it a little bit more. Breathing in, releasing out. Asking your body to relax, breathing in, letting it go, breathing out. Good. You're going to start to feel Jesus's hands literally magnetizing and drawing out the root of the wound, as well as any programs and belief systems that have been creating sabotage or harm or isolation or alienation within your life because of whatever this painful wound is connected to. So this is what's called a divine intervention of grace. As Ascended Master Jesus continues to work over your heart, I'd also bearing witness to Mahavatar Babaji, who is stepping forward with a beautiful flaming sacred heart symbol. It's like, pretty much what's happening is a bit of a heart transplant is happening right now, an energetic blueprint for your heart, as directed by your higher self, would like to be transplanted within your heart chakra. And if you are open to this blueprint of truly whole, divine masculine, divine feminine, balanced attributes of spiritual maturity, to be, it's very much like a soul retrieval brought back into your heart chakra, activated within your heart chakra, upgraded within your heart chakra. All you have to do is say that mantra that we began this call with, which is yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. Yes, Babaji, thank you, I accept, I receive. And as you do, you may feel that energetic imprint of that metaphysical blueprint being gently laid into your heart as Jesus continues to extract, cleanse, and clear through the power of the Holy Spirit the spaces and places within your heart that are ready to move forward in a deepening relationship with the true Holy Father, the true divine masculine. And you may feel the presence of your inner child or inner teenager, feeling more calm and grounded, feeling more loved and confident in how loved they are. What's so interesting is that when we are in the presence of both whole masculine and whole feminine, the entire human system relaxes and lights up with joy. Because we know that these two principles are innately meant to work together as one. And this is why when a divorce happens, it can really impact the life of a child. Because in their consciousness, it can be a breaking apart of these principles, and they don't know how to put those principles back together in their reality, in their minds, in their feeling body. And so that's why it's so helpful for all of us to remember that the ascended masters, just as Mother Mary teaches us in the Sophia Code, can step in and be the mothers and fathers that we need. They don't need anything from you. They don't want to be codependent with you. They don't need you to prove anything to them. They are good. They are sovereign and in a happy, happy place in the universe. But I'll tell you where their happiest place is. It's by supporting you and loving you. Because these masters know. That's why we talk about the family of light and the Sophia Code. These masters know the family sticks together, that we look out for one another across space and time and across reality. They didn't come all this way to become those masters and then go to ascend just to leave us behind. They did that because they loved us this much. Just like any healthy, whole ancestor would want to leave their legacy to their children and their great-grandchildren and their great-great-grandchildren, it's the same feeling the Ascended Masters have for you. Their legacy was for you. It wasn't for their ego. They wanted to make the world a better place for you, and they want to support you exactly where you're at in your own journey to leave your fingerprint on this world as well. They couldn't be more proud of you and more happy to love you in this moment and in all moments. And so as your heart, I'm going to count to 10 backwards, and my intention in doing that is I'm inviting your higher self that on the count of 10 that this quantum healing activation for your heart center to be reconnected to the truth of the Holy Father that loves and protects you beyond your understanding and seeks to be able to bless you even more with your conscious permission to do so. Because you've got to remember, with your free will, You can keep the Holy Father at an arm's length or more for the rest of your life. So from my counting from 10 to 0, I am inviting you to allow this activation to integrate on all 4 levels of your being. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 point calibration. We're asking for that beautiful sacred heart blueprint to be anchored within the very center of your anahata heart chakra, but also to your spinal cord, and up leveling and upgrading the neurology of your body to be filled with the divine love of the Holy Father within you, to feel that protective grace, that foundation, that rock of faith for yourself through the presence of this Holy Father within you and all around you, filling your reality with positive fatherhood, which lights up your inner child and lights up every cell in your body, and the remembrance, the cellular soul remembrance of how loved you are. And at this time, I want to welcome Jesus and Babaji, Quan Yin and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene for their full presence in today's prayer collective. And I ask for each of them to be with you over the coming hours and days as you integrate everything that has been able to transform today and everything that has been received as a gift. We ask that your higher self closes down this ceremonial portal with wherever you are sitting as you integrate into your body, so that you can be very grounded as we leave this place of ceremony and continue in our day or evening wherever we are in the world, knowing that this divine love and knowing that the Sophia Dragon Tribe Council goes with you in support, protection, grace, and compassion for whatever may still be arising and whatever is smoothing out and integrating, opening up. The doors of your heart have opened in a new way today. And may that opening be blessed in all ways. May the doors of your heart opening to receive this new blueprint of the Holy Father within you be a blessing also for your friends, for your family, for your community, for your place of business, your career, for the world at large. Your wholeness is a blessing to us all. And for just one moment, I invite you to feel and see the countless faces on this call that have all received this blessing from the Ascended Masters alongside you. How this ocean of divine love is filled with other masters walking in this lifetime with you. Never forget that you are not alone. I'm so excited to announce, I'm so grateful that I'll be with you for the next 9 days on YouTube Live. We're going to have a giveaway every single day to the Sedona conference. It's happening at the end of July and the beginning of August. I'll be in Sedona teaching it's a beautiful Ascension Sovereignty Conference with 8 master sessions with all 8 key codes. And I'll also be offering my most powerful leadership training of the year, the VIP Immersive. So I'll be sharing more about that on YouTube Live. Feel free to subscribe and follow me on YouTube at Kaia Ra Official. And if you click on that little bell, you'll always get notifications for when I go live. But as of right now, we are scheduled for 1 p.m. PDT for the next 9 days. So I'll see you there, Angel. All my love to you always. Thank you so much for your support of the Sophia Code Foundation. Thank you so much for your support of the Sophia Code as a living transmission. And as always, thank you for your loving support of my life work. I love you all so much. Good night.